All right, I have another reformer workout for you today. So for this workout, you're gonna need your little blue booty band or resistance band. So it's one connected loop. I've got a medium resistance, okay? So if you have something, usually they come in sets of 3, a light, a medium, and a heavy. Use that middle resistance, that'll be perfect because it's gonna spend most of the time around the legs. Actually, the only time is gonna be around the legs, okay? So we're not gonna have it on our arms today. If you do not have a resistance band like this, that is fine. You can do this whole workout without it. This is just gonna add a little extra intensity and a little extra fire, okay? You also need your reformer box. You're gonna have that to the left of your machine. So if you're looking at your reformer, if you're standing in the front of it and looking straight ahead, you want that box over to the left side of the reformer. My box is lined up with my carriage, okay, and that's how it's gonna stay for the beginning part of class. I'm using a Balanced Body Studio reformer, so I have my reformer set on one light spring, which is one blue spring. So no matter what reformer you're working with, one light spring is what you want to go with. Okay, my foot bar is in the upright position. I do have an infinity foot bar, but no matter what foot bar you have, you want it in the upright or first position. My headrest is down, and that's about it. All right, we're gonna get started. So take that little blue band and we're gonna slip that up around the outer thigh. So it's just above the knee, just a couple inches above the knee. Go ahead and waddle yourself all the way to the front of that reformer. We're gonna face that foot bar. Okay, now I've got my feet just underneath my hips, nice and grounded through the floor. My hands are gonna come to that foot bar, but I'm gonna find one squat first. Okay, so I'm gonna draw that belly button up and in, crown of head is reaching far away from my feet. I'm gonna exhale as I reach my sitting bones back like 2 arrows shooting out of the glute. That naturally tilts my torso and my hands can meet the foot bar. All right, now from here, I want you to think about keeping the ribs closed. They are stacked nicely over the pelvis. Belly button's pulled up and in, shoulder blades are around the ribs. I've got those sits bones reaching straight back, knees are in front of my hips, and my feet are on the floor. We're gonna inhale as we peel the right heel off the floor. Exhale, set it down. Inhale, peel the left heel. Exhale, set it down. Now every time you set that heel down, I don't want you to just place it lightly on the floor. You're gonna actually press it into the floor. That's gonna fire up that glute so we hit the whole back line of that leg. Okay, I know you feel your quads, but as you recruit the inner thigh to peel the heel, okay, you're gonna find that little shake of the connective tissue as you set that heel down. Let's press that heel into the floor. Good, nice smooth lift and lower. It's not a pop and drop of the heel, it's smooth and controlled. I've got that belly button pulled up and in, my waistline is long. Good, let's go for 4 more. Last 3. We're gonna start to pass those heels in mid-air. Good, last 2. Now on your next one, before the right heel lowers, I'm gonna start the lift of the left and reverse it. Good, before the heel hits the ground, the other heel is picking up. Okay, so it's a little smooth pass in mid-air of those heels. Good, so we're improving our gait here. Gait is just a fancy term for walk. Okay, we're improving that talus glide through the ankle. Keeping that connection through the core because my sits bones are reaching back, my belly button's pulled up and in. Good, let's go for 6. Last 5, nice smooth peel. Good, last 4. Good, we've got 3. Last 2. On the next one, you're gonna hold both heels lifted. Now from here, we're gonna butterfly those inner thighs. So we're gonna open and close. Now what I want you to think about here is not just flailing those knees open. What I want you to think about is those 2 sitting bones at the center of the glute. They get closer together as we open up the inner thigh, and then they get farther apart as we close. Okay, so I want you to feel that. Put all of your intention right in the center of that glute, both sides. Open the inner thighs, sits bones get closer. Close the inner thighs, sits bones get further apart. Good, I know those quads are burning. Stay right here. We're here for 6. Last 5. You've got 4. Good, last 3. Last 2, we're not done, don't go anywhere. Stay right here, inner thighs are closed. We're just gonna pulse that squat. Heels are still lifted off the floor. Little lift and lower of those sitting bones. Again, the sitting bones narrow towards the center of the body to pick you up. And then they broaden, just like a tent. Okay, I want you to think about that in your body. Those are your bone rhythms. You should be pretty shaky here. We're here for 6. Woo, last 5. You've got 4. Last 3. Last 2. And let's set those heels down and come all the way up. Woo, shake it out. All right, keep that band on, come around to your box. Okay, so now we're gonna work on that heart rate a little bit. My right foot is gonna start on the box, okay? Now, my toes are pretty close to the reformer. My right foot is pretty close to the shoulder blocks on that box, okay? So I'm really far over to the left side of that box. We're gonna do some step ups. So we're gonna start all the way up on the box. My left toes are light. Now from here, my arms are gonna come into a 90-90 bend, palms in the ninja palms facing in. We're gonna step back into a lunge, arms drive up, come back up, palms, elbows pull in, to the side, and up, back, and up, to the side, and up, back, and up, to the side, and up. So you're driving into these lunges, these little step ups, okay? That right foot is grounded nice and heavy in that box, and I'm keeping the alignment of that kneecap, my right kneecap, with first toe, second toe as I move. Good, those arms are just an added cardio piece. Good, you can have them on your hips or in prayer if that feels better and you just want to focus on the legs. Woo! Keep it going. Good, keep breathing here. We've got 8. Good, last 7. Good, I want you to feel that right glute. Last 6. Toes stay light on that left side. 5. Whew, last 4. We're going to work on some lunges next. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. All right, hold it up there now. My left leg's still light. My right leg is soft through the knee. That left leg is going to come long by the side of the box. Hands are on the hip. We're going to go out and in. Lateral lift and back. Lifting from the top side of that hip. Leg is in parallel. Both legs are in parallel. Okay, and we're controlling that lower. So we're resisting that band. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Bring it back. Good. Keep that core nice and tight. That right leg should be tired already. Good. We've got 4 more here. 4. Last 3. Last 2. 1. Hold it here. Don't go anywhere. Let's take that left leg, lift it out to the side, rainbow arc it to the back, tap that big toe on the box, and then sweep it around to the side. Around and back. You want to get a nice big lift here without losing the control through the right leg. Good. So you want to find that balance and stability. Good. That right knee is still soft. So it's not fully bent, but we're not locked out. We're just hanging in that joint. Good. Let's go for 6. Woo! Last 5. Right here. Good. Last 4. You've got 3. Good. Last 2. Woo! All right, let's go for 1 more, because I think I messed up my count right there. Good. Now on your next one, we're going to hold it. We're going to bend that left knee. Arms are going to come long in front, still ninja palms. We're going to hinge forward, tap the carriage, come all the way back up nice and slow. That right leg is tired. Come down. You can tap the shoulder block instead and come back up. That might be a little bit more manageable for balance because that right leg is tired. Let's go for 4. Woo! Good. Last 3. 3. Good, you've got 2. We're hinging at the hip. Hinge. Good, and last 1. Hinge. Bring it up. Woo, and bring that left leg down. Shake it out. Holy cow. All right. Right leg is going to stay on that box, but now we're going to face forward. So right toes are pretty close to the front of that box edge. Left foot is going to come up against the shoulder block. Okay, now from here, you've got the resistance of the band. We're going to work on a lunge. So right knee is going to bend. That carriage goes out. And you know what? I'm going to shift my foot. You can have your foot up against the shoulder block or on the edge of the reformer. I'm going to bring mine to the edge of the reformer because that's going to prevent the band from slipping up the thigh. So if those legs are too far apart laterally, then it's going to move that band up. And we don't want that band to go anywhere. Good, now the carriage is nice and light, so it's not a push through that left leg. Okay, it's simply a bend of the right knee that sends that carriage back. Okay, you can feel that right glute because it's been working this whole time. Let's add those arms. Okay, so as we lunge, arms come up and overhead, and then we bring it back. Left leg stays straight. It's the right knee that's bending. Good, and it's not super low. Okay, we're just engaging right there. Let's go for 4 more. Right knee lines up with big toe, second toe. Good, last 3. Woo. Good, last 2. You got it. Last 1. Hold it right here. Now my left leg, that left knee is going to come under the body and back out. Bend that left knee under the hip and send it back out. Right leg is stable. It's the left knee. So my left psoas muscle at the base of the core is responsible for dragging that left femur up into the hip and then extending back out. Good, right leg is stable. Relax those toes if they're gripping. We're here for 6. Woo! Last 5. You've got 4. Good. Last 3. Keep that core tight. Last 2. And last 1. Hold that carriage pull. So the left knee is under the hip. Right knee is still bent a lot. We're just going to pulse it right here. Little pulse. Little lift and lower. I want you to focus right on that right sitting bone. I know that's not hard because mine is on fire, so I bet yours is too. Inner thighs are scissoring up and into that low belly. We've got 6. Last 5. You've got 4. Last 3. Last 2. Woo, and bring it all the way up. All right, guys. We're going to come out onto our knee. Left knee is going to come down. So you're still in a staggered position. Your right foot is still on the box. Now my left knee is going to be under the hip. So I've got my left shin heavy on the carriage along the outside of that shoulder block. You can see my foot on the back edge of that carriage. Okay, so now from here, what we're going to do is keep the left knee under the hip, but we're going to extend the front leg. So the front leg is going to extend, opening up the back side of the knee. And then we're slowly going to drag the knee back in front of the ankle. Take it all the way out, extend, hamstring extension, and then we're slowly going to bend it back in, keeping that knee alignment of big toe, second toe. Watch that right there. Keep that left knee under the hip. So there's some balance here too. Inhale, take it out. Exhale, bring it. Core is nice and tight. I've got that sternum over the pubic bone. Good. Let's go for 4 more. Good. Last 3. Good. 2 more. Whew. All right. Last one. It's hard to hold the balance when everything's shaking, right? All right. Come all the way back in with that right knee bent. Stay there. Now my left leg's going to work. So we're going to open up from that left psoas muscle and then bring the knee under the hip. It's not a big range of motion. I'm sending that left shin back. Okay, opening up the front of the left hip, and then I just draw that femur bone back into that hip socket. Send it long, open it up, and bring it back. It's not big at all. I'm probably moving a total of 3 inches on that left side. Right side is stable. That knee is in front of the ankle. Good, little psoas glide right here. We've got 4. Good, last 3. You've got 2. Whew. Last 1. And bring it all the way in. All right, hands. They're going to come to the front edge of the carriage, okay? Now, my right knee is going to come under that hip, but I've got it hanging off the side of the reformer. All right, so we're a little bit off, our chest is a little bit twisted, or not twisted, but angled in so that that right hand can be on the reformer as well. So both heels of the hand are on the edge of the reformer. My left shin is still where it was before, left knee under the hip. My right leg is going to open and close. Open and close. Good, so it's a lateral lift. Okay, working on those abductors. All right, but I want you to think about keeping the core nice and tight before you lift that leg. Let's tighten that belly button up and in. Now I want you to resist the urge of dumping all the weight into the left leg on the reformer to get height, okay? It's not about how high we can get that leg. It's about remaining controlled through the pelvis, finding stability right there so that nothing moves. My elbows are soft. My shoulder girdle is nice and stable. I'm looking at the springs, so the back of my neck is nice and long. Good. Keeping that leg nice and even, or hips nice and even as I lift that right leg. Good, let's go for 4 more. Good, we've got 4. Good, last 3. We're gonna work on some rainbows here. Last 2. Whew. All right from here, we're gonna take that right leg. We're gonna extend it out to the side of the box. Now from here, we're gonna sweep it around, tap the reformer, and sweep it around to the side of the box. Sweep it up and around, tap the reformer with the big toe, and then bring it all the way around to the side of the box. So again, stability through the pelvis. Okay, my pelvis is not moving a lot. I'm not rocking from side to side. Shoulder girdle is stable. Good, core is nice and tight. Good, inhale. Exhale, sweep it back. Good, let's go for 4. Whew. Last 3. Lots of lubrication through that hip socket today. Last 2. And last 1. And bring that knee all the way in. All right. Ooh, I'm gonna fall off the reformer. We're gonna move that box up to the top of the reformer now, all right? So long box style. You keep the band on for now, till you get that box up there. That box is gonna go long box style. Okay, so right down the center of your reformer, you want it just placed up against those shoulder blocks. Go ahead and slip that band off. Okay, and now we are gonna climb on top of that box. So we're staying on this one blue spring the entire class. All right, so not too complicated there. My right foot is gonna come on the headrest. My left shin is gonna stay on the box. I'm gonna take that little band and I'm gonna place it underneath the ball of my right foot on that headrest. Now, both hands are gonna take the blue band and I'm gonna lift myself up. So, my right knee is gonna stay bent just in front of the ankle. Line that right kneecap up with big toe, second toe. Okay, my left shin is gonna stay heavy and I'm gonna work on basically a hinge or somewhat of a deadlift here. So my arms are gonna stay long. I'm gonna exhale as I fold forward from the hip. Right sitting bone sticks way out. And then I inhale as I lift up, engaging that right glute. Exhale, hinge forward, flat back, shoulder blades are around the ribs, eyes are on the well. Bring it all the way back up. Nice and simple, there are no layers here, so this is the movement. So I want you to work at perfecting this movement right here. Core is nice and tight. Okay, it's a hinge. I want you to imagine that your right hip is connected with a little screw. Okay, and you're hinging at that screw at that point. So it's a hinge. Back stays nice and flat. Nothing changes, nothing rounds. That forces my sitting bone to point straight out towards the foot bone. And then I engage the glute and lift up. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, hinge up. Exhale, forward. Reach that sitting bone back. It's almost like I'm sticking my right booty out. And then my sternum lines up over my pubic bone before I allow that hinge forward again. Good. All right, we got 8 more here. Good. Last 7. Good, those inner thighs, even though they're separated, they're still magnetizing towards the midline of the body. We've got 6. Good, last 5. That right glute, huh? Woo, last 4, it is done. It's gonna get a break after this. It's gonna get a break. We're gonna go heavy abs. Good, last 3. Good, you've got 2. And last 1. Hinge, 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 hinge. Keep that back nice and flat. And lift it up. And come into a seated position. So you're gonna come all the way down. Okay, seated. Take that band off your foot and you're gonna leave that band. Actually, no, I'm sorry, I lied. Keep that band. You're gonna take it around the outer thighs. Almost forgot what we were doing for a second. Now I remember. Okay, so the band is going around the upper outer thighs just like it was for the whole first half. Okay, we're gonna slide our booty forward on that box so you're close to the shoulder blocks. And before we lay down, okay, so we're gonna lay on this box, you're gonna take those long loops and you're gonna slip them up around your biceps, okay? So it'll be easier to get them there once you lie down. From here, you're gonna lie all the way down on your back, okay? Make sure you're nice and forward so you've got enough room for support through your back. Head is gonna be hanging off. You're gonna bring your legs into a tabletop position, knees over hips, okay? Now with my hands, I'm gonna take them behind the base of my skull for support. Thumbs are long down the back side of the neck, and I'm just cradling my head in my hands. All right, from here, we're gonna wiggle into that neutral spine. So heavy tailbone, little lift in the low back, belly button's pulled up and in, ribs are closed. We're gonna find 1 ab curl. So we're gonna exhale, curl those shoulder blades up off the box, hold. You're still looking for long length between the navel and the pubic bone. From here, we're gonna extend those legs towards the ceiling, and now we're gonna open and close. Straddle and close. Now when I say close, my legs are not coming together. Okay, they're still holding tension on the band so the band doesn't slip around. Good, inhale as you open. Exhale as those inner thighs funnel up into the low belly to close. I want you to feel like your low belly is squeezing together as you close the legs. Good, pulling that belly button up and in. Not pressing my low back. My low back naturally touches the box because of that ab curl, but I'm keeping my ribs closed. Whew. All right, we got 6. Last 5. We've got 4. Last 3. We're going to be holding those legs open in 2. On the next one, you're going to hold that straddle. From here, my legs are going to swivel like skewers. So I'm going to go externally rotated, internal. External, internal. So my legs are swiveling from the top of the hip to get that rotation. Okay, that's what you're looking for. Recommit to that ab curl, and we're swiveling with those legs open in that straddle. Okay, so you've got the resistance of the blue band, or whatever color band you're working with, to fight against. Okay, keep those legs open. We've got 6. Woo! Last 5. Last 4. We're going to pulse in 3. Last 2. On the next one, hold those legs in parallel. Pulse open from here. So you're already open, it's just a little extra. Good. Hold that low belly together, close those ribs, commit to that lift. You're here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and fold it all the way in. Woo, give those knees a little hug into the chest, but we're not going anywhere. So take that little blue band now. Keep the straps on your arms. Take that blue band and wiggle it around your feet. Okay, it's going to come around the arches of your feet. So, same thing, okay? You can just let yourself relax for a minute. We're going to find one ab curl with the legs and tabletop. So get those knees over the hips. Hands are going to come to the base of the skull one more time. Okay, these straps are just adding a little extra resistance. From here, we're going to find one ab curl. Exhale, curl it up. Lots of length on the front body. Now, my right leg is going to extend as my left leg stays in place. And then we're going to bring that in and switch. Good, now I've got that blue band to press against. So as I extend that leg straight, my opposite knee has to stay in place above the hip. So I want you to fight for that alignment. Right there. Whew. Feel those abs, right? Oh my goodness. Good. Now we're going to add a little torso rotation, just like a bicycle. Okay, so on the next one, you're going to extend that leg and you're going to twist towards the bent leg and come back to center. Twist towards the bent leg, ignore your straps because you're going to be twisting away from one strap, so that strap's going to get loose. Don't let that throw you off. Okay, keep that twist. Think about the ribs twisting to meet the inner thigh. That's what we're looking for. Not the elbow to meet the knee. It's the ribs to meet the inner thigh. Keep those elbows nice and wide. We've got 6. Whew. Last 5. You've got 4. Last 3. Whew. Last 2. And one more. And bring it all the way in. Oh my goodness, hug your knees, hug your knees. And we're going to come all the way up, okay? So once you're ready, come all the way up. Bring your feet to the headrest so you don't fall forward. Hang up those loops, okay? And we're going to do that deadlift on the other side. So your left foot, well, you know what, take that band off and come onto your knees on the box. I think that would be easier. Okay, once you're on your knees, that left foot comes to the headrest and that left foot takes the band, okay? So it's going to come right underneath the ball of the foot. So my left foot is nice and flat on the headrest. I've got nice connection through the band. My right shin is heavy on the box. Both hands are going to go on that little resistance band. And we're going to start by standing all the way up, getting the alignment of the sternum over the pubic bone, okay? Now from here, my left knee is going to stay bent. I'm going to hinge from the hip. So flat back. Hinge forward, that left sitting bone sticks way out, and then we engage the glute and come back up. Exhale, hinge it forward. Okay, so now we're swiveling onto that other side. This is the start of that left side. Good, and hinge it up. Exhale, forward. Good, inhale, bring it up. Keep that back nice and flat. Think about those shoulder blades down the back, wrapping the ribs. Okay, shoulders are far away from the ears. That left sitting bone sticks way out towards the foot bar as I hinge down and then I bring it back underneath the hip. Front knee does not change, it stays bent. That's nice and stable, that foot is flat. Okay, let's go for 8. Nice and simple here. I want you to really focus on that movement and where you feel it. All that intention in the center of that glute, back nice and flat. 7. Good. Last 6. Good. We've got 5. Moving nice and slow with intention. Okay, we're not flying through this. Last 4. Good. You've got 3. Last 2. And last 1. This left glute's already tired. And bring it up. And bring it all the way in. Nice job. Unhook that band. Come onto your knees. Alright, and we're going to come all the way down off to the other side of the machine. Okay, so you're right, the right side of the reformer. Box is going to come down as well. Okay, so onto the floor and line it up with the carriage. So now we're gonna reverse all of this. So that little blue band is gonna come around the outer thighs, just above the knee. All right, and from here, forward facing, okay, we're gonna come into that hamstring extension and that psoas drag. Okay, so from here, my left foot, oh, actually I lied. Let's do that lateral raise first, okay? So that right shin is still heavy on the edge of the carriage. My hands are gonna come to the front edge of that reformer. So you probably remember what I'm talking about now. The heels of the hands are heavy underneath those shoulders. Right shin is nice and heavy. My left knee is dangling off the side of the reformer. We're gonna go for that lateral raise. Tighten that core. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, lift. Open up that inner thigh. Exhale, bring it back, resisting that band. It's not about how high you go here. Nice stability through the shoulder girdle and the pelvis. The pelvis is not moving. Okay, I don't want to dump all of my weight into that right leg. That right leg should feel light. It should not feel super heavy. Good, core is on. Every time I lift that leg, I've got a really tight core. Pulling that belly button up. Good, resisting that band as I bring it back in. Good, those rainbow arcs are coming next, but we've got 8 more right here. 8. Good, last 7. 6. Good, last 5. 4. Good, last 3. Exhale back. Inhale, lift. Last 2. This is our last one of those bent lifts. Now, that left leg is going to extend out to the side of the box, all the way out to that left side, and then we're going to circle it up and around. Big toe taps the reformer, and then I bring it around to the side. Lift it, bring it around, tap, bring it around to the side. So again, stability through the pelvis. Core is nice and tight. Elbows are soft. I'm not locked out in those elbow joints. And I'm trying not to dump all of my weight into that right leg. It is receiving a lot of the weight, but I want my weight to stay as center as possible. So part of that is keeping the core nice and engaged. Good, let's go for 6 more sweeps. Good, last 5. Good, we've got 4 more. Good, last 3. Hold on to it, I know that right leg is already tired too. Good, last 2. And last 1. And bring it all the way in. All right, now we're going to bring that left foot to the box. Okay, the toes line up with that front edge of the box. That right shin is going to stay on that carriage, and make sure that that right knee is under the hip. Okay, so if you have a mirror, that's good to help see that alignment of the knee directly underneath that hip. Sternum over the pubic bone. Hands are going to go on those hips, and we're going to work at extending that front leg. Okay, so with the heavy right shin, we're going to inhale as we open up the back side of that left knee. Exhale as we slowly bring it in. Nothing changes on the right side. Inhale, open the back of that knee. Exhale, drag it in. Good, inhale, extend. Exhale, slowly bring it back. Good, inhale, open. Keeping that right knee nice and stable under the hip. There's a lot of balance right here too. Make sure that left foot is nice and flat. Exhale as you bend it back in. Good, nice and controlled. We're going to go for 4 more right here. Inhale out. Exhale back. Last 3. Then we're going to work on that right leg with that little psoas drag. Last 2. Good, 1 more. Okay, right from here, we're going to hold this position. Now, my right knee is going to send that leg out just a bit, no more than 3 inches. I'm opening up that right hip, and then I'll drag it back under the hip. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, bring it back. Good. Open up the front of that hip. Exhale, drop back under the hip. Core is nice and tight. Good. Good. Every time I bring that femur bone back under the hip, I can feel that core tighten. And I'm making that happen. That's intentional movement, okay? A lot of this does not happen on its own. That's why I use the word intentional. You have to really focus your energy on that movement and the bone rhythms in the body and what you're engaging. If we think about that, then that's where the movement's going to come from. Let's go for 4 more. Everything in Pilates is about control and intentional movement. Good. Last 3. Last 2. And let's go 1 more. And bring it all the way in. All right, now we're going to stand up for that lunge. So my right foot, my right toes are going to go on the edge of the carriage. I like it that way because my legs, my inner thighs are a little bit closer together that way. If I step to go in front of the shoulder block, I'm a little too far apart, then that band wiggles around a lot. So with the carriage being on a light spring, you can have your foot on the edge without having the resistance of the shoulder block, but that's up to you and your own body, okay? If you're a taller person, it's probably a lot more comfortable to have it on the shoulder block. All right, from here, those hands can start on the hips, and we're gonna focus on bending the front knee. Right leg stays straight, left knee bends, keeping that knee in front of the ankle and reaching that left sits bone back for the rear of the machine, and then back up. Okay, so the carriage is gliding because I am bending my left knee, not because I am pushing through my right foot. Okay, I want you to think about keeping those right toes nice and light as you focus on the movement of that left leg. Okay, the next time you lower down into that lunge, I want you to think about your kneecap and your sits bone reaching in opposition like 2 arrows shooting away from each other. And then we draw it all the way back up, opening the back side of that left knee. Good. Reach those kneecap and sits bone in opposition of each other. That's what we're looking for. Lots of length on the front of that, or the top of that left thigh. Nice and controlled here. Good. So this left sits bone is somewhat fresh, right? It's not as burnt as it was already on this exercise because of those fast step-ups, which are coming. All right, but let's go for 4 more lunges here. Good. Last 3. Oh, we've got 2. All right, on our next one, we're going to hold this lunge low. So left knee's going to bend. We're going to hold it nice and low. Now, my right knee, we're going to recruit that psoas muscle, bring that femur bone up into the hip, getting that femur up into that hip socket, and then we're going to extend it back out. Exhale, resisting that resistance band. Good. So they're just adding a little extra fire. This whole workout is fiery without the band. So with the band, it's just that much more intense. So don't worry if you don't have it. Good. Inhale as you extend that back leg. Exhale as you bring it in. Let's go for 8. Last 7. That left leg is stable now. 6. Last 5. Good, you've got 4. Hip bones are level. Last 3. Woo. Last 2. And last 1. Hold that right knee under the hip. Now we're just going to pulse that little squat position, okay? Little pulse. Inner thighs magnetize towards each other even though they are not touching. Okay, I want you to think about the midline of the body. We're pulsing up from the middle. Feel that left sits bone. It's not hard now. We're here for 6. Last 5. Woo, 4. Last 3. 2. And bring it all the way up. Oh my goodness. Okay, right quad, left glute. All right, we're going to do those fast step-ups now. All right, so we're going to step down off the box with that right leg. My left foot is on the box. I'm close to the shoulder blocks, my toes are close to the reformer. Okay, from here, I'm gonna step all the way up. That band stays around the outer thighs. Now, we're gonna start with those elbows bent by the hips to drive the arms up as we step back with our right foot. So it's a step back, arms drive up, and up, out to the side, and up. Back, and up, to the side, and up. I'm holding the alignment of that left knee with my big toe, second toe. So hold that alignment. Reach that left sits bone back. Every time you drive into that lunge, we reach that left sitting bone back. It's a reverse lunge and then a lateral lunge. It's a reverse lunge and then a lateral lunge. Good. You got it. Picks up that heart rate a little bit. We've got those arms involved too. Good. Resisting that band. Woo, we got 8. Good. Last 7. We've got 6. Woo. Okay, you can do this. Stay together. We got 5. We're doing this together. Good. Last 4. My glute is on fire too. Good. Last 3. Last 2. Okay, one more. Back to the out to the back and up, out to the side and up. Hold it there. Left knee stays soft. Hands on the hips. Right leg is alongside the side of the box. It's a lateral lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift, lower. It's not about how high you go. Notice I'm really concentrating right now because that left leg is super exhausted. Okay, but we want the concentration and the movement to come from that powerhouse at the center of the body. Okay, so it's not about how high you go. Keep that right leg in parallel. We've got 6. Woo! Last 5. 4. Last 3. 2. Last 1. Hold it here, little rainbow sweep. Out and back, out to the side and in. Out and back. So you want to make that circle, okay, that little semicircle, as big as you can make it. Okay, I know it feels like torture on that left glute, but stay with me because we're almost there. We got 6. Stable pelvis. 5. Good. Last 4. Woo. Last 3. Holy cow. Last 2. I think when we do that deadlift, I don't know. Good. Last 1. Hold it here. Let's bend that right knee. Left knee is still soft. Arms are going to come long in front of the body, palms facing in. We're going to hinge. Hinge forward. Keep that back flat and come back up. Woo. Shaky. Hinge. Again, remember that hinge we did when we were on the box? Same movement. You're hinging from the hip. Flat back. Flat back. Do not let that back round. Okay, it's a hinge from that seat crease. Let's go for 4 more because I think I'm going to fall over. Good. Last 3. These probably don't look pretty anymore. Good. Last 2. See, I let it round on that last one. Focus on that hinge. And we're going to go one more really beautiful one. And bring it all the way up and holy cow. Put that right leg down, shake out that leg. All right, we're ending with a forearm plank. So leave your band on, okay? This is where your foot bar comes into play. Okay, so your forearms are going to come down onto that carriage. My fingertips or my palms are in prayer on top of that headrest. Okay, so my elbows are a little bit wider than my wrists. From here, my feet are 4 inches apart and parallel on the platform. We're going to inhale and send ourselves all the way out to a nice, beautiful plank. Okay, so connect through that back. Send lots of breath in between those shoulder blades. Pull that belly button up and in. And I want you to think about reaching your heels far away from the crown of your head. All right, from here, we're going to take that right foot and we're going to step it up onto the foot bar. And the left foot's going to go too. Okay, so both feet are on the foot bar, straight off the hips. All right, from here, we are going to invert and pike the hips. So the crown of my head is going to reach between my biceps, hips go up towards the ceiling. Inhale, take it nice and long. Okay, exhale, pike those sitting bones up and back, inner thighs lift. Head goes between the biceps, I'm looking at my toes. Inhale, take it nice and long, connect. Good, exhale, hinging at the shoulder. Head comes between the biceps, I'm piking my hips up and back. And then I inhale and lengthen it back out. Let's go for 6. You got this, this is it, this is the end. Good, last 5. Little inversion and a pike. Good, last 4. Okay, we've got 3 more. Last 2. Good, stay with me. We're going to have a hold at the end. Last 1. On the next one, you're going to hold that beautiful plank, just lifting up between the mid-back. Booty is down. Good, belly button's up and in for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and draw those knees in and come all the way down. Oh my goodness. Okay, take a nice little child's pose. Before we do anything else, just leave your band on for a second. Reach those knees the width of the carriage. Take your arms out alongside those shoulder blocks and just reach back for a nice child's pose. Oh, stretch. Oh, let everything come down. 2 big breaths right here. We're going to inhale into those ribs, expanding the ribs towards the sides of the room. And then we're going to exhale all that air out, narrowing those ribs. Good, one more. Inhale, ribs go out towards the sides of the room. Exhale as you narrow those ribs, expelling all that air. Good, and then we're going to come all the way up. We're going to go ahead and lie on our back. We're going to use that band to stretch today. Now, if you don't have a band, you're going to use your foot straps, okay? So it'll basically be like feet and straps, okay? So you're going to come all the way down. Actually, before you do that, if you don't have a band, I want you to hook on a red spring. So you'll have a red and a blue, okay? If you've got a band, great. You don't need to worry about your springs. Go ahead and lie all the way down on your back. Shoulders up against those shoulder blocks, okay? And we're going to start by bringing both feet into that band. Now, if you've got your straps, both feet in the straps, okay? Now, I'm going to hang on to the one end of my band. The ball of my feet, both feet are in that other side of the band. If you've got your straps, you're hanging on to the short loops and your feet are in the long loops. All right, from here, we're going to draw that band or those loops close to the chest, letting the tailbone pull up off the carriage a bit, keeping the legs nice and straight. I'm going to reach my heels for the ceiling, so I'm opening up the back side of the knee. Good, and just holding it here. Every exhale, we're going to breathe, we're going to allow ourselves to get a little deeper into the stretch. Good, holding it here for 4. Good, last 3. Really open up the back side of the leg. Last 2. Good, roll that tailbone back down to the carriage and connect. Let's take the left leg out. The left foot can go soft the platform, okay, and your right leg is still in that band or in that strap, either way, okay? We're going to take that right leg now, and we're going to take that right leg close to the chest again. So just like we did with both legs, but now it's just that single leg. If you want to extend your left leg out against that platform, you can, or you can leave it bent. Good, holding it here. Reaching your heel for the ceiling, opening up the back of that leg. We're here for 4. Last 3, last 2. Good, releasing that just a bit. Now I'm holding on to the band with my right hand. I'm going to keep my left hip grounded, but now I'm going to take that right leg out towards the right side, opening up the inner thigh, keeping the left hip connected to the carriage, and now I'm going to pull on that band to get it closer to my ear, towards my right ear. Okay, so I've got a nice big stretch happening on that right inner thigh. If you've got your foot in your strap, it's the same movement. Okay, left leg is relaxed and against that platform, and right leg is stretching through that loop. Holding it here for 4. Exhale into it a little deeper each time. Last 3. Last 2. Good, bringing it all the way back to center. I'm going to switch my hands now. My right hand is going to come down to the carriage, but my left hand is going to hold that band or that short loop. Okay, and you're going to take that right leg across the body. Now, for this one, you do want to make sure that that left leg is nice and extended. It's not bent, so that that right leg can go across without any obstruction. Good, now this is your IT band. So this is pretty tight on a lot of people. It's very tight on me. If you're a runner, it tends to be really tight, or a cyclist. I want you to think about keeping that leg as straight as possible, still reaching through the center of your heel. Okay, so the foot is flexed. As I pull on that band, I get those toes a little closer to my left ear. I'm holding it here for 4. Last 3, 2, good. Bring it all the way back to center. We're going to switch out those legs. So we're going to bend that right knee, take it out. Left leg is going to come, or left foot is going to come into the loop. Okay, and from here, same exact thing. We're going to flex that left foot, pull on that band or that short loop, whatever you have, and just bring that left leg closer to the chest. Good, getting a big stretch down the back side of that left leg. Really big stretch. Mine's really shaky. Good, holding it here. Breathing into it, so use your exhales to get a little deeper and let your body release. You're here for 4. Last 3. Last 2. Good, slowly release that leg just a bit. Now we're going to keep the band in our left hand. I'm going to take that left leg out to the left side, opening up that inner thigh, keeping the right hip down. And I'm going to pull on that band so I can get those toes a little closer to my left ear. Good, holding it here. Good, for 4. Last 3, still leading through the heel. Leg is nice and straight. Last 2. Bring it all the way back up to the center. Right hand is going to take that band now. Left arm is going to come down to the carriage. And we're going to extend the right leg so that left leg can come across the body without any problems. Good, and just holding it there. Oh, it's nice and stretchy right here. Good. Hold it, reach through that heel, flex that foot. Breathe into it. This is a little painful on this side for me, so just breathe. If you feel pain in the body, just slowly let the body start to release. Good, you're here for 4. Last 3. Last 2. Good, bring it all the way back up to center. So one more time, we're going to bring both feet into the loop. If you've got your straps, both feet in the straps, both hands on the short loops. Now we're going to bring the soles of the feet together, and I'm going to pull on that band and bring the heels of my feet close to my pelvis. Now I'm going to use my elbows to slowly press open the inner thighs and get a nice butterfly stretch right here. Hold and breathe. Good, last 4, 3, last 2. Good, and slowly letting that band go, releasing the band from the feet. Lengthen those legs out all the way against the platform. Nice long stretch if you want to bring the arms up and overhead or out to the sides of the reformer. Just open up that chest for a minute. Whew. And bring it all the way back in, guys, and you are all set. That was no easy workout for those glutes right there. So I'm sure you felt it, because I felt it within the first few counts of every move on that one. So hang on to it. I'm glad that you stuck with me throughout the whole thing. And check out the YouTube channel for more reformer workouts. They're all saved under a playlist for the reformer workouts specifically. But if you want HIIT workouts, cardio strength, mat Pilates, they're all on there too. So if you want to give some other things a try. And I will see you next time. All right, guys, nice job.